Here are some basic functions you can do as an employee from within the system. When you first log in, you'll see a home screen with a couple of icons as well as some widgets. The first thing that you might see is a clock in and clock out button. If you are somebody that is tracking your time, you have a clock in, clock out option here. I'm going to go ahead and click clock in, clock out, and you can see it registers my clock out for the day. You'll be able to see any announcements that are posted. You can look at your pay information, which we will navigate to in a minute. You can see your existing accrual balances. If you have vacation, PTO, sick, you can see all of that here. If it is time for open enrollment, or if you're a new employee doing enrollment, you'll have an enrollment option to select your benefits. You also have a schedule and time off calendar. So as you request time off, that will update on your calendar accordingly. As you can see, because I did click the clock out button, the system has registered I have now clocked out for the day. I can also access my timesheet directly from this icon. Then I will see all of my punches. I can see my clock out for the day I have. And if I need to make a request for an adjustment, say I clocked out a little early or I clocked out maybe a little late, and I need to adjust one of my punches, on the top right, you have a change request option. If you click on this, it will pull up a window that allows you to select what type of change you want to request. These are the following options. You won't be able to make any edits on your timesheet unless allowed with access, but if you need to make an adjustment, simply click the change request option. To navigate back to your home screen from anywhere in the system, simply click the icon on the top left corner and that will take you to your home screen. You can also view pay stubs. When you click the View Pay Stubs button, it'll take you to a screen where you can see previous pay statements. The system will automatically display the past 3 pay statements. However, if you want to see more, you can click the button on the top left for historical to see any prior pay statements. If you want to see the details of a pay statement, simply click on Pay Statement for that specific check date. That will then pull up a PDF of your pay statement information. Again, we're going to click the icon on the top left corner to navigate to our home screen. Now, I do want to talk a little bit about your links or icons you have on the home screen. These are links to either other areas of the system or external forms that you might need to complete. You can see here what options you have available. You can also access any company documents that have been uploaded to the system, or perhaps you would like to complete a new withholding form. Whether you want to complete a new withholding form for federal withholding, or if you want to complete a new withholding form for state withholding, you would access both from this withholding area. Then on the top right, you can see you have an Add New button. When you click Add New, a window will pop up and ask, are you wanting to complete a new federal withholding form, or are you wanting to complete a new state withholding form? Whichever one you would like to complete, simply click the Add button. You can then complete the form, review the form, and sign and submit. You also have the option to adjust your direct deposit information. If you need to make a change on your direct deposit, or perhaps your account, maybe you've moved, you have that option as well. If I click Request a Change, this takes me to an area of the system where I can request a change on my contact information, or perhaps an emergency contact. you can see the very first screen it takes me to is open. If I have any that I have already started, they will display on this Open tab. If I click on Available, I will then be able to see what change requests I can put in. So you see here for the contact information update, because I do currently have one started, it also shows me over here on the right, one open. Now, if I have started one and I leave and come back, I'll want to go into the existing open one before I start a new one and make any changes here. Perhaps I need to add an apartment number, or if I scroll down, maybe I want to add a new account contact. I can do that as well via the Add button on the right-hand side. Any changes that you then make on either a contact, phone number, and or your address, you would then click Submit, and that will then go to update your information. If you need to change your direct deposit, perhaps you want to add an additional account, or maybe you need to close an existing account and add a new one. Again, from your My Account icon, you can click on My Direct Deposits. Again, you'll have an Add button on the right if you need to add a new direct deposit. Perhaps I want to add an additional direct deposit for savings. You can see here I have a bank account for checking, and it says entire remainder, which means that all of my net pay from my paycheck will go to this bank account. However, if I want to have maybe $100 going to a savings account, I would simply click Add, enter the active date of when I want the account to start, what type of account it is. In this case, I'm going to do savings. It's then going to show me flat amount, where I'll put in the amount, enter the account number. You will have to enter the account number twice, and then you would enter your routing number. Once that is done, simply click Save, and you now have your account on your file. If you need to adjust an existing account, perhaps something happened to this account and I have closed it with the bank, then for this particular account, I would click on the pencil, edit my active to date to be the date of the account that is closed. We'll just say today's date and save. Then I can add my new direct deposit with an active from date of 3/3 to start my new direct deposit account. You'll also notice if I go back again to my home screen, I have a My Government option. You do have an additional withholding option. So again, if you need to create a new withholding form, you can also access your W-2 information. Any prior year W-2s that you have had in the system will be here. And lastly, if I want to request time off. In this example, my employee has 72 hours of vacation available. So I might want to request vacation for a future date. I have two options. I can click on the actual words request vacation. And if I click my arrow, it will then allow me to request other time off. Well, right now I only have vacation available. However, if I had vacation or sick and personal, then I might do request other time off to select one of those time offs instead. If I want to request vacation, I simply click the Request Vacation button. It will then pop up and it will default to the time off type of vacation. However, again, if I have additional options such as sick or personal, I can select that as well. I'm going to specify the request type. Do I want to do bulk hours, which allows me to specify date and then a set number of hours. So maybe on the 6th, I only want to take 4 hours. I can do full day, which will pre-populate for my standard work hours. Or I can do multiple days. Perhaps I want to take the 6th, the 5th, and the 6th at 8 hours a day. Once I have put in my dates and my hours, I would then click Submit Request. That will then post a request to be approved or denied, and if it is approved, it will then add that request to my timesheet. I do also have the option to complete enrollment, benefit enrollment. So if it is my open enrollment timeframe for my company, I can click Start Open Enrollment and go through the enrollment process. If you have any questions on what you were able to do within the system, please reach out to your HR manager.